What's up, you guys? TechChucker here, and I've got a review for you of the Marvel Legends Monster Venom Wave Carnage. Now, I missed out on the first release of this Carnage way back in the Ultimate Green Goblin wave, so I am super excited to finally have this in my collection. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a closer look. Alrighty, let's take a look at the articulation first. His head is on a ball hinge and he can look up that far, which is really, really good. He can get his chin all the way down into his chest, which is great. He's got good side-to-side motion, nothing getting in the way there. He doesn't really have a whole heck of a lot of tilt with this particular head. We'll take a look at the other one a little bit later. Moving down in the shoulders, he's got a ball hinge in the shoulder. He can get his arm out all the way. He has good rotation of that shoulder as well. He has an upper bicep swivel that works good. Double jointed elbows, those also work pretty good. If I can get the bottom one to go, there we go. He can go well over 90 degrees, which is great. He has a hinge and a peg in the wrist. On this particular one, it goes up and down like that. This one, he has a different hinge. It's on the other side, and it goes up and down like that, which is great for this particular accessory, which is awesome. Moving into the torso, he has a standard hinge in his torso, and he's able to crunch forward only about that far. He's able to arch his back about that far, not too bad. He has a waist swivel, that works good. And then he has in his hips, he's got T-jointed ball joints in the hips. Not a great range of motion. I would have liked to have seen a little bit better there. He is able to kick forward that far, which is about 90 degrees, just a hair over maybe. He is able to kick back about this far, which for a Marvel Legend is actually pretty darn good. He has an upper thigh cut that works good, except there is a lot of gapping happening on mine at least. He has double jointed knees, those work good. And then he has an upper boot shin cut that works good. He has a disc hinge in his ankle. He can get his foot all the way back, and he can get his foot forward about that far. Wish it would have gone just a hair further for this particular character. He does also have an ankle rocker, which works pretty good. So overall, articulation is pretty good. Nothing too spectacular there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the sculpt and paintwork on this figure. The unmasked head, first off, I think is great. I think Hasbro did a really, really nice job. He just looks super crazy and sinister, which I really, really like. They painted the eyes pretty good on mine, and the eyebrows are actually painted on where they are sculpted, which is also very much appreciated. Moving into the hair, it does look like they gave a little bit of shading, potentially, maybe it's just my light. It looks like there's some shading in the hair, but I could be wrong there. But they painted the teeth, which is nice. They painted the inside of the gums just a little, which is pretty cool. So overall there, I'm pretty pleased. Moving down into the rest of the body, they did a really nice job with all the black lines. They're very, very clean, nice, crisp lines from what I can see, and it just looks really, really good. They used this standard Bucky cap mold for this figure, which I think is okay. I mean, there's different versions of Carnage where he's really, really broad-shouldered. I almost would have preferred that over this particular body mold, but I'm still pretty happy to have this one. All of these tentacles, the only thing that I wish is that they were posable in the sense that they had wire or something in them, but they're still very nice. There isn't any shading on these or throughout the body. Shading would have definitely gone a long way, especially on the hands. This particular hand is just kind of looking a little bit blah without any shading whatsoever, so that would have gone a long way to help this. But I really like this blade feature on his right hand. It is so cool. I just love it. It looks super awesome. The only issue is I could imagine that it's going to start getting a little bit heavy for the figure, so you can see he's not able to hold that up as well as I would like, but that's really just as you get in the ratcheting of the elbow, you're just going to have to get it, you know, kind of finagle it, because he will hold it. It's just if you want it in between, it might not do it for you. But overall, I'm happy with that. Moving into the feet, my issue with the feet, so they're a little bit small for the figure, but in terms of the comics, it's relatively accurate. Carnage is often depicted with very, very small, slender feet. So comic-wise, they're good, but they're a little bit small to be able to hold him easily if he had this piece kind of fully extended. But that's more of a, it's not really an issue so much. It's just, you're going to have to be a little bit more creative in your posing to make sure that he's able to hold himself up. This particular hand is really, really cool. They've got a tentacle that's coming out. Yeah, you can see a little bit of gappage there, but it's not that big of a deal. But these claws are really, really cool. I don't recall if this is a new mold or not. I think it is. I don't recall seeing this before, but I could, again, be wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and check and see just how tall Cletus is. He is coming in at about 6 1/4, about 6 3/8 inches tall. So he's a pretty good size figure. And let's put Deadpool in next to him to see just how tall he is. And they're about the same height. Deadpool maybe just a hair taller if we were to put them back to back. Let go, tentacle. Maybe Carnage might be a hair taller. But scaled very, very well, I would say, for a Marvel Legend. And last but not least are the accessories. And he doesn't come with a huge number of accessories, but I am actually pretty pleased with it. So we get 2 extra hands, and I believe these 2 hands, if we can focus it in here, let's move him out of the way. These hands, I believe, came with Ben Reilly way back. I forget what wave he came from, but they're sculpted nicely. There's no paint on them, but they are still very, very nice. And let's just pop this guy off so that you can see what he looks like with one of these alternate hands on. Looks pretty darn good, really sinister. I like that. Next up, he also comes with an alternate head, which I believe this is also the same sculpt from the Ben Reilly alternate head. I am not entirely sure I like this head as much. It seems a little too small. Number one, I don't know how it really compares side by side. Let's maybe put it over here. Maybe the lighting will work better on this side. I don't know. Maybe it's the right size, but let's throw this on, see just what it looks like. Whoa. That actually does look really, really nice. I like it. I maybe would have liked to see a little more red. Maybe that's my issue, is I would have liked to see a little more red on that face. But they painted it nicely. It is sculpted really, really nicely. I think they did a great job. Normally, with a lot of figures from Hasbro lately, I've been a little disappointed in the accessories. I am very pleased with this particular figure. I like the blade hand, I like the extra hands, I like that we got an alternate head, an unmasked head, so I really can't complain at all about this figure. It's definitely a must-have, especially if you missed the original one from, I believe, the Ultimate Green Goblin wave. So this is a great opportunity to get this figure in your collection, so I'm really pleased that Hasbro did that. And they changed it up a little bit with some different accessories and whatnot, so there again, I am very pleased. This is a must-have. You kind of got to get this figure, so if you see it in stores, you better pick it up, because I doubt that it's going to be sticking around all that long. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, leave a comment below, let me know if you found this figure, what do you think of it, and until next time, I'll see you later. And we're gonna put Deadpool in next to him. Come on, stay standing.